Good afternoon. Today we are going to discuss poem entitled as by Robert Frost. Here, this is the poem by Robert Frost, Stopping by Woods on a snowy evening. On a snowy evening. Robert Frost was born in 1874 and died in 1963. He wrote number of poems. His poems are notably about nature. Here the given poem is also about nature. Here he is also known as one of the well-known American poet. Though he traveled to England so as to settle there, but the Robert Frost, as he was born in New Hampshire, and his writing is about nature. Given poem Stopping by Woods on a Snowy Evening is also about the same theme. See here the poem. I would like to read the poem and then after we will go for its discussion. Whose woods these are, I think I know. His house is in the village, though he will not see me stopping here to watch his woods fill up with snow. My little horse must think it queer to stop without a farmhouse near. Between the woods and frozen lake, the darkest evening of the year, he gives his harness bell a shake to ask if there is some mistake. The only other sounds the sweep of easy wind and downy flake. The woods are lovely, dark and deep, but I have promises to keep, and miles to go before I sleep, and miles to go before I sleep. Such type of the poem is here. Where the poem is divided into four stanzas. And once Robert Frost was traveling by woodside, all of a sudden Robert Frost observed the woods. Woods means a place where number of growing plants we can observe. It is not like that of forest. Here woods is a place which Robert Frost observed where the number of growing plants are there near the farm of someone. Here, in the initial lines of the poem, Robert Frost says, "Whose woods these are, I think I know." Means Robert Frost is not sure about the owner of the woods. He don't know whose farm is this one. But Robert Frost stops there and thinks that I think I know the person. His house is in the village, though he will not see me stopping here to watch his woods fill up with snow. See here, the woods are covered with snow. It is covered with snow, and the person lives in the nearby village. So the person will not see me, the person will not notice me as I was there in his farm or in the wood. Whose woods these are, I think I know. His house is in the village, though he will not see me stopping here to watch his woods fill up with snow. The woods are filled or covered with the snow. This one is the initial or the first stanza of the poem, where the Robert Frost gets attracted to see the beautiful woods. As I have in the introductory part, I have mentioned that the Robert Frost writes about the nature, and in the first stanza he describes the nature. He speaks about the nature, that the woods are lovely, dark and deep. That it is the last line of the poem. My little horse must think it queer. Queer means strange. Queer means strange. The horse must think it queer to stop without a farmhouse near, to stop without a farmhouse near, between the woods and the frozen lake, the darkest evening of the year. Here, as in the first stanza, Robert Frost described nature, and in the next stanza, he awares us about the condition, about the situation where the horse was not getting the situation to stop there or not to stop there. So the Robert Frost used the word queer, means strange. The horse may thought it's queer, it's strange to stop in the woods where there is no farmhouse. And in addition to this, Robert Frost says, between the woods and frozen lake, the darkest evening of the year. As in the first stanza, we have the words, it is covered with the snow. It is covered with the snow. And it is a frozen lake. Lake is there, and the lake is frozen. Means the water is freezed, and the ice is there. The frozen lake that the Robert Frost observes there. Then, as giving the information about the nature, or as discussing the nature, Robert Frost speaks about the nature. Robert Frost speaks about the woods. Robert Frost speaks about the owner of the land. Then the Robert Frost speaks about the land covered with the snow. Robert Frost speaks about the frozen lake. Then Robert Frost speaks about the signal of the horse, that the horse thinks it's queer or it's strange. Then, in the same connection, he gives his harness belt a shake to ask if there is some mistake. The only other sounds the sweep of easy wind and downy flake. See here, That horse here thinks it's queer, it's strange, and so as to give the signal to the Robert Frost, he shakes his head and wanted to know whether it is the right place to stop there or to stay there, or is there any mistake. See here, he gives his harness bell a shake to ask there is some mistake. The only other sounds sweep of easy wind and downy flake. The sound of the harness bell, the bell on the horse, in the neck of the horse, that it shakes his head and the bell rings. At the same time, the other sound is sweep of wind that one can observe. Here, Robert Frost gives us the picture of the nature, then speaks about the horse signal, and it gives us that though the nature is very beautiful, though it is very beautiful, and as I stopped there, but the horse thinks is there any mistake, and the same message was given by horse by harness bell, and such type of the situation is there, and Robert Frost was in love with the nature which he had observed there while traveling on horse. Then we can add there the beauty of the nature, we can add there the attachment of the Robert Frost with the nature, his love for the nature, and the beauty he had observed while traveling by the side of that frozen lake. Here, as the Robert Frost was in love with the nature, Robert Frost thought that it was very beautiful evening, but he speaks it was a darkest evening. Darkest evening. Darkest evening means the evening on the day where the day is short and the night is having the long span. In comparison with the other days, generally this day is 22nd of the December, and the Robert Frost is speaking about the same day. By seeing the beauty, but at the same time, the Robert Frost became aware of his duty, of his promises, of his work, that the last stanza is the woods are lovely, dark and deep, because the woods, the farm is very dark and deep, and it's lovely, it's beautiful, it's attractive, but I have promises to keep and miles to go before I sleep, and miles to go before I sleep means I should not stop here. I should not stop here by seeing the beauty of the nature, because I have to go onwards. I have to go to achieve my target. I have to go in future so as to work hard, so as to get my target. So he thinks that the woods are lovely, dark and deep. Though it is lovely, though it is beautiful, though it is attractive, but I should not stay here. I should run after my target. I should run to achieve my target. And what he says, but I have promises to keep and miles to go before I sleep. Promises to keep means this one is about the target, and the last line is miles to go before I sleep. Means the rest is not allowed. He says that by stopping at a snowy evening, I should not rest. I should not stop there for a long time. I should leave the space. I should leave the place, and I should run after my target. I should work for hard for so as to complete my promises. I should work hard so as to achieve my goal. And what to do to achieve goal? Miles to go before I sleep and miles to go before I sleep. Before I sleep means one may consider sleep here is as death. I should work hard till my death. I should work hard till the body, the mental health allows you to work hard. Here, the Robert Frost speaks about his target. Robert Frost speaks about his goal. Robert Frost speaks about his achievement. Robert Frost speaks about his target. And in the last stanza, in the initial stanza, first three, he speaks about the nature. He speaks about the horse. He speaks about the harness bell. He speaks about the beauty of the nature. He speaks about the attractive nature, and at the same time he speaks about the promises. He speaks about the target, that is the miles to go before I sleep and miles to go before I sleep. Such type of the poem is here, where the Robert Frost speaks about his life. Robert Frost speaks about the nature. Robert Frost speaks about the reality of life, beauty of the nature, and promises to keep in everyone's life. Here, the message is that the one should work hard, one should understand, and one should focus on its goal, its target, and one should work hard so as to achieve its goal. Such type of the very short poem is here by Robert Frost. Stopping by Woods on a Snowy Evening by well-known poet Robert Frost, who wrote such a beautiful poems. The another beautiful poem is Mending Wall. Such type of the poems, number of poems he wrote, but the poem Stopping by Woods on a Snowy Evening I like most. The poem is very beautiful. The poem is with metaphors, that repetition and alliteration that one can observe here in the poem. Here the poem speaks about the beauty of the nature, the poem speaks about the human, the poem speaks about the promises to keep in life. Such type of the very short poem is here, that is Stopping by Woods on a Snowy Evening. With this, I would like to conclude. Thank you.